What's up, internet? My name is Kayla and we are going back to school shopping. Yes, it's that time of year where you are spending buckets, or your parents are spending buckets of money on clothes and shoes and school supplies, and if you're going to college, you're spending all of your money on tuition and dorm if you're living there and books. But let's just add a little bit more to the list, okay? Because you know, whether you're going into middle school or you're going into the senior year of college, you might need some makeup. Actually, if you're not going to middle school, you might maybe hold back. Maybe high school kids, yeah, okay. So for today is going to be a back to school makeup list. I just need to get out a few things at the beginning. All of these products are cruelty free. All of these products have, if they are face products, they have an inclusive shade range. So it's, even though there are some products I really like, because they don't have a lot of shades that will cover a lot of people, I'm not going to include them in this video. I want to make sure that everything I show are products that everybody can use. And all of these products are under $20. Makeup is expensive, okay? And don't get me wrong, I like some of my expensive makeup, but going into the school year, if you are choosing to wear makeup, you probably don't have that much money to spend on it. So I want to help you guys. I want to prepare you guys to be like, okay, these are the products that I really enjoy and I hope they work out to you. So hopefully these can just kind of narrow down your overwhelming options. I try to specifically keep products that you can get at Ulta, because Ulta is very accessible to pretty much everybody. Some products you might have to go to another website to get, but I will like asterisk that in the description box below, so you know that you can't get it directly at Ulta. And if you want to buy a lot of things, you can then just go on Ulta, click, check out, and it's off your to-do list. Actually, I do want to add one more thing I want to add is that all of the I am recommending products for the start to finish of a Beauty Guru application. You do not need all of these products. You do not. If you don't care about foundation, if you don't care about eyeshadow, if you don't care about concealer, don't worry about this. I am just trying to cover the overall spectrum. There is no pressure. I do try to provide you guys a lot of options. But yeah, don't feel like you have to buy every single thing to make every little thing work. Now, with all that said, let's get rolling. So first I'm going to just touch on primer. It's the first step in the application. e.l.f. Beauty Shield primer with SPF 50. I love this primer. It's probably my holy grail primer. Like, I love this so much. I have never been in people's face about a primer until I tried this one. I think it's gonna work. It has SPF, but it's not greasy. It goes beautifully well. It keeps your makeup lasting forever. Highly recommend this one. But if you don't want to necessarily get a primer, this one's pretty new to me, but this is the Botanical Sunscreen Face Tinted face, and it's just a sunscreen that's made for your face. I don't get the tinted part, because it is tinted when you put it on your face, but then it does absolutely nothing after that. I've only been testing this for a few days, but so far I have really liked it. It does seem to keep my makeup on really well, and it hasn't made a difference in terms of keeping my skin like specifically oily or keeping it dry. This seems to be pretty neutral, kind of stands on its own, and the products that I have been using with it that I know work with my skin and how they work, this has been working pretty nicely with this. And this is 3 ounces for about $14–15, whereas this e.l.f. one is $12. So if you kind of want to be more economical, this would probably be your best choice. I'm going to foundation. I have mentioned these a few times already on my channel. First, starting with the Physicians Formula Healthy Skin Foundation, or the Healthy Foundation. This actually also has SPF in it, which I wasn't necessarily thinking for. I just really like it as a very light, very light coverage foundation, where you want some coverage but you don't want to be like bam, like obviously she's wearing foundation. This one is pretty dewy. Even for my oily skin, it doesn't like overemphasize the oiliness, which I really like. It's long lasting. This bottle is just absolutely gorgeous. It does only have 12 though. There are only 12 shades in this range, but still Physicians Formula has a really nice gradient of it. I believe you're still going to find a pretty good shade for you in this range. This is, I think, $15 in Ulta. And then for my next foundation, it's the Colourpop No Filter Foundation. Please, if you are over 21, start a drinking game for every time I say Colourpop in this video. I don't have that many Colourpop products, but I feel like I'm going to be saying that word over and over and over and over again in this video. But I really like this foundation. It's $9. You don't get a full ounce, which for me, it drives me crazy, and I know that's a really petty thing to get upset about, but it does. But I think the foundation is worth it. I'm recommending this because it's a more mattifying and a more drying foundation, still lasts very long. So that's why I have the Colourpop or the Physicians Formula. Both are really good. Just if you need some more hydration, go for the Physicians Formula. If you need some more oil control, go for Colourpop, or get both, because YOLO. YOLO, kiddos. I am my mom. I am my mom. Stepping back away from foundation, we are going into, for concealer, I just have one. The Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is the concealer I love the absolute most from the drugstore. I've run my fair game of concealers. It's just at the drugstore, it's either you find a really good concealer that has no shades, or you find a decent shade range and you're just like, meh. For me, this is solid. It is $7. You get you have this in 18 shades. I really like it. I'm a product nose picker. Like, I am that person. So keep that in mind. You don't get the greatest amount of product for this concealer, but I still really like it. It gives you a nice full coverage concealer. If you wanted to skip on the foundation and just grab this, I think that would be a really smart choice if you wanted one or the other. Colourpop does have a no filter concealer. It's $6. The foundation and concealer you can only get on their website. I haven't tried the Colourpop concealer. I really want to. A lot of people love it, but because I haven't tried it, I'm only solidly recommending the Makeup Revolution one. Okay, so going on the powder, there's the loose powders and pressed powders. Colourpop has a pressed powder that I again want to try, but I haven't. It's on my Colourpop shopping haul list. But what I can say that I do really like for sure is their no filter powder. There's something about this powder, how nice it feels. It's not too drying. It's a perfect amount of mattifying, but without being too drying on my skin. I do have caramel oily skin, so do keep that in mind. I'm a little bit glowy oily today. I also didn't use this powder, so maybe that's why. Really like this powder. Highly recommend it. It's $9. It comes in the translucent shade, which I have, a banana, and a deep shade, which looks like straight up cocoa powder. Makes me hungry. And then I did also want to throw out a more economical option if you're wanting to only shop at Ulta. I have the Makeup Revolution Loose Setting Powder in Lace. This is really freaking drying. Really drying. I know that their banana powder has rave reviews. There's also like a deeper powder, and I haven't heard any comments on that. But this lace one, yeah, it dries. It dries. Like, if you want your makeup locked in matte, this is good. This is the powder for you. For me, I liked it, but I still think it's really good. The packaging is crap. So after you have a little shifter up here, or little like salt shaker top. I have an Amazon container that I keep my actual powder in, but because I'm trying to talk about this itself, have it in the container. You have 1.23 ounces of this, which is crazy. Yeah. And then in terms of a face, I kind of touched on the Colourpop pressed powder. See, I'm at this point where it's like with pressed powders, I want to just say the Colourpop one, but there's some NYX pressed powders that I really want to try that I just haven't gotten my hands on yet because I don't need to. I want to at least use up one of the powders I do have before I purchase another one. Then in terms of bronzer, Butter Bronzer, Physicians Formula, I don't see the point at looking at other bronzers because of this one at the drugstore. I don't. This is $15. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it has 3 shades, which could definitely do better because they almost look the same. So do hit me on that. But I love this bronzer. The packaging is bulky, which is kind of like error, and I like it, guys. I like it. And the only other drugstore bronzer that I have is really not going to work on even like people slightly darker than me. So this is my best shot. I'm just going to throw on Makeup Revolution. They are doing really good with having an expansive shade range. I'm sure you can find a bronzer over there, but specifically for me, Physicians Formula is where it's at. Let's talk blushes, where you again only get one option. Take a drink of water if I say for all the time I say Makeup Revolution, because these blushes, first of all, they are 0.3 ounces, which is, even for high-end blushes, it's hard to find a blush with this much product, okay? First of all, there's that. Second of all, there's only 3 shades. There's a nude. This is the nude. They have Beloved, which is a nice pink, and then they have a darker plummy blush for like deeper skin tones. So you only get 3 options, which actually makes life really freaking simple. And 2, these are gonna last you forever during the school year. If you had to buy one blush, honestly, go for the nude. That's Beloved. Go for the nude. You put this in my project pan, and even though the project pan itself failed, this is still a win for me. And then I like the nude one so much more. I mean, this Beloved, it's such a pretty pink color, but nude is this blush is so versatile. If I had to only keep one of the blushes in my collection, it would be this. $5. It's gonna last you a long time. Highly recommend. Highlighters is where things get a little bit crazy. Highlighter is where I'm throwing a lot of options at you, so just keep that in mind. I feel like everyone has to mention the Pure Nude highlighter by Essence because it's like the OG subtle highlighter. Like, no one does a subtle highlighter at the drugstore better than Essence. So let's do the hand swatchy thing. And I press really hard into the pan, but even still, like, it's not crazy blinding. If I blend it out with my finger. Okay, there we go. See, it's just a very nice subtle glow that looks really pretty on the skin. If you don't want a blinding crazy highlight, my highlight is extra blinding because of the oil on my face today. But still, it's a really good highlighter if you don't want anything crazy. It's $3. Essence did come out with a deeper version of this highlighter, plus 2 or 3 really random kind of crazy cool highlighters. And the light darker version of this highlight that looks actually very good for deeper skin tones. But if you are on the Ghost shade side of the shade range, this is going to be too dark for you. You're going to see that kind of like cast where the highlighter is when you look straight in front of your face. I do notice that with this highlighter, so I'm kind of have to play around to get it right. But again, let's talk about other highlighters. Wet n Wild, I think, is another brand that I have to shout out. So I have Blossom Glow for us pale girls, very pale pink. And then I have Precious Petals, which is Beat Into Hell. If you see, you'll see this guy a lot on my channel because I'll use it as like a blush topper. I think it's a really pretty shimmer for blush because of my skin tone. If you have deeper skin than me, it will be a beautiful highlight, even hidden highlighted. So these are going to be good if you want more of a highlighting boost. Recommend these. But then I'm just gonna jump around. I have 2 more highlighters, guys. I told you I need options. These are $5, by the way. Wet n Wild's $5. They have a bunch more highlight shades than I have. Actually, I'm going to recommend the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have it in the shade Pearl. This is a pot cream highlighter, and if like you press it, it's not quite putty, but it's pretty close. Pearl has this like, it's white with like a pink iridescent running through it. And there it is a little bit. It's really nice on the cheeks. I don't necessarily care for like how white it is. There's a little glitter, but I've never noticed it until I just wiped it on my hand. But what I really like to use these kind of like creamy blushes as like a, not blushes, highlighters as kind of like a base to make my actual highlighter even pop in. I haven't tried this combination actually, but I just thought of it. I'm pretty sure, I wonder if I put like this light white highlighter as a base and then put the Pure Nude highlighter on top, if like this would just brighten up the Pure Nude highlighter so I wouldn't have that like highlight cast. I'm gonna have to try that. I think this is gonna be my highlighter combo next week. Stay tuned. But there are 3 other shades of this highlighter. There is a more champagne pop one, a rose gold one, and then a deeper highlight. I really want to pick up more of these. I really like the formula. I like how smooth it feels. Whether or not you're okay with having to twist it off and off every time is just a packaging preference for you. But yeah, that's for Physicians Formula. These are expensive too. These are probably like $13, $14, maybe even $15. Physicians Formula is an expensive drugstore brand, and a lot of people have been complaining about how expensive drugstore products are getting. But I think something else you have to keep in mind in general is how often drugstore brands go on sale. if you are going to Target or Ulta or to Walgreens or to Walmart, their drugstore brands are almost always on sale. You can almost always find coupons places. So yes, it's expensive, but you also can just like strategize and play the game to find better deals. And with back to school shopping happening, I think you're going to find a lot of these products at some point going on sale, or you'll be able to find coupons. Ulta does buy one get one 40% off a lot of times on their drugstore brands. They kind of just do like a rotation, it feels like. So that's it. Okay, so the last highlighter I want to mention is technically not even a highlighter. This is a single shadow from Essence. It's their Metals Baked Eyeshadow in Ballerina Glam. Now this highlight for me is blinding. I thought was maybe a holiday part of Essence because I bought it during the holidays. So you can no longer get it on Ulta's website, but you can find it on Essence website. And the great thing about Essence website is that you only need to spend $15 to get free shipping. So I'm going to be bringing up Essence a little bit more in the next few minutes in these categories. So if you really want to get this highlighter, and I'm sure after I swatch it, you'll want to, just hop on Essence website, just buy 2, maybe 3 other things, and you'll have free shipping for this. But to me, Wet n Wild does not have like a chance on this. This is just intensely crazy, and maybe this shadow is like $2 or $3. It's not more than $4, that's for sure. Maybe it is. It's under $5, but this to me is like the perfect, you know what, you know when you want highlighter but your highlighter isn't enough and you just want like a little bit like on the very top of your highlight? This is it. I hate this as an eyeshadow, but as a highlight it is stunning. Wow, we're just done with the face products. Wow, this sucks. I'm actually going to stop real quick and talk about setting sprays, because as part of my setting routine, I usually will finish up my makeup, my face, or at some point, and then use my setting spray then. I don't really think it adds anything to eyeshadow, and I always try to make sure I do it before mascara in case my mascara isn't dry. Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I'm not a big brand, or I'm not a big channel. I don't have a Morphe code. Morphe doesn't know I exist, but damn, this Morphe spray is good. It does not have alcohol in it. I will have a video coming up where I pretty much just express why I hate alcohol in makeup. This is a very good setting spray. It's hydrating without getting too oily. It makes the makeup last really freaking well. If you want something just a little bit more sensible, because this is $15, this is also 2.8 ounces, which will be relevant in a minute. You can get any of the Mario Badescu facial spray. I can't remember. This is the full 8-ounce size. I know this full size is under $20, but I got this during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, so I can't remember what it is normal price. But I got this for $12, so I think it was like 25% off. I don't know. But this is the kind with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. They have a lavender and chamomile one, and then they have a rose water one, which smells terrible in my opinion. But I think this still does a fairly good job of really like getting all the powders like melted in together, making them last fairly well throughout the day. I don't experience makeup breaking up with this at all. And then with Morphe spray, my makeup is just flawless. So that's for setting sprays. I don't have other options really, because I'm still trying to find non-alcoholic setting sprays. I know Colourpop just released one without alcohol, but you didn't hear it from me because I haven't tried it. Alright, and that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment it if you want to add anything else to this makeup basket back to school wish list thing. Since this is only part 1, stick around and subscribe for part 2. Make sure you get that notification bell on so you know it's up. I post at least, fingers crossed, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and now adding Sundays. Sundays is always going to be my weekly makeup basket where I pull aside all the makeup I'm going to use this week. So anything I post on Instagram for that week will more than likely be with those products listed. And then if I have a video from that weekly makeup basket where I use those products, I'm going to have the makeup basket somewhere linked in the description box or up in the card so you can have a full list of what I'm wearing for that video. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. See you in part 2.